While renovating a building, a group of construction workers found a dinosaur living amongst the abandoned house. And that dinosaur is Kileskus, a type of very early tyrannosaur. Being nearly as large as a man, everyone had to evacuate. Although we were nearly not allowed to film here, because this dinosaur was found in North Korea. We were only given 1 hour to film the dinosaur before we had to leave. Within that time, we learned somewhat about this strange Proceratosaur, which for those of you unaware, Proceratosaurs were early tyrannosaurs. One oddity that we learned about it is how it's actually quite a unafraid animal. It's not scared of humans whatsoever. Now, with that being said, it can still be very dangerous. Its teeth are incredibly sharp and its claws are incredibly long. But still, this is a phenomenon that's not seen in a lot of other dinosaurs, so this is possibly a unique trait it has. It's also a remarkably good climber, as this footage shows here. This house was adding a second floor to it, and it was jumping across these boards that were on the top floor. So maybe it can also be said to be playful, although that is a very big stretch. It is carnivorous, as there were signs of dead animals in the house, which were most likely past kills. And based off this, we determined that it only targets small animals, as the only prey it was eating was birds. In such an urban area as this, that's usually the only small animal around. But the most notable attribute we saw during the entire time we were there is how it is practically blind. We noticed it had some vision impairment when it bumped into a couple walls, and as we caught on film earlier, it almost missed that jump. Theories for this include that it may be a dinosaur that just hunts at night, which would explain a lot considering its color scheme and also the type of predator it is. But as we see, it was being active during the day, so being nocturnal might be out of the question. It also could be the fact that because it's around a construction site, its vision has been impaired that way. Damage taken due to sawdust or other construction materials is quite common for us especially, so for a dinosaur, it's also not out of the question. And the final thing we noticed while observing the Kileskus is how it seems to think of the house as its territory. It paced around the entire premises and even went outside as seen here. This is a common trait amongst theropod dinosaurs where they will guard their territory fiercely from other animals, specifically those of the exact same species. However, Kileskus is the only dinosaur found in North Korea so far, so it should have no trouble there. In fact, this was the first ever sighting of this dinosaur ever, until another sighting happened only 1 month after recording this episode. There are still studies being done on that specimen, however, we were only able to interact with this one. There is no Ingen or Biosyn records on this dinosaur as of now, so there's a few people who think that it might be a dinosaur created by a third-party company. Kileskus is quite obscure and is also somewhat recently discovered, only back in 2010. Combined with the only very recent sightings, it's very possible this was created by someone else and has now just been released. Some people even believe it was created by North Korea themselves, and the reason behind that is because the other sighting was in South Korea. Obviously, this gives the creator of the dinosaur, or at least whoever released it, a certain field. But that is all I have on the Kileskus. It is still very poorly understood, so there could be a part 2 to this dinosaur one day. But as always, thank you for watching, and remember, if something chases you, run.